red button. Okay. Welcome back, everybody. Here's another episode of Natives in America Podcast. Today, Sky. All right, Sky's here on the phone. We got him here.
What's good? What's poppin'?
So, today was my last day at work.
Oh, shit. I thought you had a couple more days, but yeah, we're on Friday, yeah.
I thought I made that clear. That was today. Today was my last day at work.
Oh,
or not today, yesterday. My work spans 2 days. I went I got there and started at 8 o'clock, and this morning about 5 o'clock I got off of work. I'm still awake since I got off of work. But today was my last day of work, and I'm just kind of like, I don't know, in this kind of weird space in my head where I'm like really happy to finally be like done with some of the nonsense that has been going on for a long time. And at the same time, it's like, I know that tonight, I mean, it's the weekend, I'm going to be, doing what I do to relax, hang out, feel good for the weekend, take a break. But like, this is the first time where I don't have to go, all right, I got to plan everything around Sunday when I have to go back to work. And right now, I don't have to say that right this minute. And it's a good feeling. It's a weird feeling. And,
yeah.
Everybody I ran into was like, hey, this is the day. And I'm like, all right, we did our little spiels. And, like, hey, like, yeah, good luck, yeah, thanks. Like, oh, this is what I'm doing. And, then when it finally came around, like, I was walking out, like, it was like, all right, last day, like, it was weird. All night I just worked really hard and, like, was knocking stuff out and was focused, like, for 2 hours before the store closed. There was customers. I was helping them, and I was like on my game tonight. And I was like, all right, last day, like, finish strong. And then when it all came to it, like, I was walking out the door, I just started having like these stomach pains, and it had to be in my head or something, like it was just out of the blue. I didn't eat weird or anything that would make my stomach hurt, but like when I walked out the door, it was like, this is it. Like, this is the beginning of the end and the beginning of a new chapter. And so there you go. That's the intro to this last episode I released. It was back for season 1. It was one of our unreleased ones. I went back and tried to locate like where we left off and where to pick up. And the episode was marriage. And while digging through them, I found one of the episodes where it was a short one. It was like 30 minutes, maybe 40 minutes. And we talked about life-changing moments. And since I'm going through one right now, I just thought, like let's pick up on that again and reevaluate where we're at right now.
Okay. Well, I was like thinking of this scene where you're turning in your badge, your vest, sort of
getting patted down.
No, more just kind of showing up in the clothes you started out with,
like prison.
Kind of. Well, you're leaving a customer, a potential customer, maybe. I don't know if you want to continue giving business to them. Well, so was it bittersweet, or was it more, I got what I wanted out of the situation? Because you spend a lot of time there, and then you kind of still have this.
Yeah.
connection to the place, even though it's like cost you maybe some stress, but
yeah,
ultimately you learned and grew, or it wasn't all bad, right? So
for the past week, I've been working with a guy to basically train him to do what I do. And tonight, like we had worked by tonight. We had worked 3 days together where we actually teamed up and like knocked out projects.
Yeah.
And tonight, like we kind of expected what would happen to each other. It's like, oh, we can break off and do what we need to do. And so yeah, there was this whole like, I don't know, connection there. It was like, we got it done. I got it done, and like there was this relief. Like I just wanted to get it done and make like leave with a good impression, I guess.
Yeah.
And there was this weird like fierce feeling of dedication to be like, all right, finish strong. This is what I'm gonna do. And I don't know. It was just at the end. It was like bittersweet. It was like, all right, I'm not gonna be walking through these halls ever again where I'm like fixing, where I'm working. From now on, I'll be a customer, and I'm probably still gonna know a whole bunch of people that work there still.
Wow.
I don't know, it was interesting, and I got this weird sick feeling in my stomach. I swear it felt like I might throw up or something, and it was like, what is this? Like, what? Why? I guess it's the unknown, like I'm taking a chance.
Yeah. I guess, like, you've been talking about this change for, I think you bring it up every time we talk.
Yeah.
So I was just waiting for more talk about, like closing up that gate, but yeah, it's closed. And I'm like, damn, like, okay. I mean, it really happened just now. But, yeah, I mean, I always figured it out. I mean, wanted to ask, but didn't know how to ask about, how you felt about, leaving there, even though, like, even though you dread a 9 to 5 or some type of place where you gotta put your time, I think that's just a normal complaint us humans have when we gotta go to the grind, or we gotta punch in or punch out, whatever.
Yeah.
But aside from that, our workplace is where we kind of, we get to use our tools. Metaphorically speaking, or actually literally, or whatever your job is, it's like, if you're doing it to your best ability, you might have some type of pride and confidence in your skills. So it's like, now the world just opens up more when you leave those places. But yeah, I guess I didn't know how you felt about the whole thing, because I don't know, it's a big transition to, living on the res, but then also living in the city, working for a corporation or a well-known business where, you're making the store shine. But and then again too, last week we were talking about citizens arrest, and then I started talking about like Batman. I was thinking of Batman because he's kind of doing that, but yeah, he's a vigilante, or I don't know what you would call him. He's
scofflaw.
He's kind of doing it on his own terms. I'm probably pissing a lot of Batman fans off because But for whatever reason, we all have our jobs, and sometimes it's just making everything run smoothly for a bigger entity. But now, where do you jump in a whole different spot and figure out where you're gonna shine now. It's pretty symbolic, but I don't know. Like, I don't know if it's like, for me. Like I said, sometimes it's like I don't know. Do you think it's important to like stay at a job for a long time, or like, did you have a timeline of how long when you first started?
Like how long I'd work for them?
One of my friends, when I first started working for the Nation, she asked me, she said, "Are you a lifer?"
Oh, yeah.
And it freaked me out so much, because I was like, my whole life, like, in my
head. You want it all?
Like, but then I think there's like a loyalty and a sort of like, I'm here to come in and say, like, I'm here for life, that's wow, that's a strong, that's something because anything could happen to where you don't want to be there no more. So it's like, to make that bold statement, it's like, oh man, I don't know if I want to answer this question, but it's just, when you're gonna and you got the job and you knew you were in, it was like, how long am I really gonna be here? Or was there ever a point where you're kind of like, I wanna dive more into this?
Well, a couple of weekends ago, I was at a family gathering, and I was trying to explain why. They asked, "Oh, you still working here at this hardware store?" I was like, "No, I'm at another hardware store now." And I was like, "But I'm leaving it. I'm gonna come back here." And they're like, "Why?" Like, I had to explain it again, but it was to our family, and it was like, one of my cousins said, like, "Hey, well," or they asked, "Do you got another job lined up?" And I was like, "No, I don't." I was like, "In fact, I don't want to. I'm going to try not to work as long as possible. I'm going to try not to have to be tied right back into like a regular job." And that kind of got a little laugh. A couple of my family members chuckled, and my cousin's like, "Hey, like, nobody wants to have these jobs, but you have to have a job. Like, like you should know this. Like, this is an adult thing. Like, you still have to have a job. You still have to clock in. Nobody wants that. Like, it didn't make sense to her what I was doing. But like, I've been thinking about it a long time. Like, I'm very analytical, and when I make plans, I don't just. It seems like I'm just throwing it out there, but it's like I've been thinking about it and planning it out, like planning it. And to me, it's like, okay, no matter where I am at, I can just get a job. Like, you can apply. You can apply it anywhere you want. And whether you get it or not is based on how hard you go and try and get it. But I can have a job anywhere.
Yeah.
And the whole point that I was trying to make was like, there's a place where I want to be, and at the same time, like, yes, it's unavoidable. There are bills that have to be paid. You got gas money, groceries, a couple of your utility bills, and then your family. You want to feed everybody, and it's like, all right, well, I got to wrestle with that. I gotta face the fact that yes, I still got to collect money, but I don't want to jump right back into just any job. Because my whole thing is like, if the job doesn't make me feel like I need to do it, or like it's the best thing I'm doing, like it's the right thing that I'm doing, like then it's just a job. And she was like, oh, well, everybody needs just that job. And I'm thinking, you know what? I could have just a job wherever I am. But what I want through experience, you know, what experience has showed me, I want a job that's meaningful to me, that makes me want to feel, I don't know, to feel good about what I'm doing. You know?
I get you.
But, you know,
at
face value, it got to laugh.
Yeah, I can see that as well, because I think it's maybe the confidence, because, but I know you as a different, hearing you say that, I would believe you, I wouldn't, but maybe hearing it from somebody else that, I'm like, man, how you gonna do that? Because
it's a risk.
Yeah. I think in a black and white world, it's like, no, you gotta have a job because every human has a job. But in the gray world,
we all have bills to pay.
Yeah, but in the gray world where it's like, I mean, realistically, you don't need a job. You could have a position or you could be in a position to earn money or do things that free you up from having a 9 to 5. And I think that's, I don't want to say unrealistic, but that's almost like, that's someone with determination and
idealistic.
Whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm just saying to be thinking in that way to somebody, it's like that's impossible. But I think sometimes we get in limitations where well, how am I going to do this if I don't have this?
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just it's just I don't know. It's going to like back to the credentials, like. You don't need all the credentials to do certain things, but yeah, you do in certain realms because you know that's just requirements of that establishment or something. But I mean, I'm talking very generally and just
well,
like everything's possible, but it requires a lot of effort and sometimes you got to be thinking out of the box because, I don't know. I don't know, I guess the job, I mean, screw the job, you know?
Well,
I think that's what we're talking about is the idea that we need a job versus...
We're focused on the job because we have the needs, and really it's the needs that we should be focused on, like meeting your needs. You need to eat, you need some water, you need some kind of shelter, and you need like some kind of socializing. And the more I think about it, it's like investing in people and your community can open opportunities and provide reward to you where you're at. You help somebody build something on their property, then next thing you know, they buy you lunch. And I'm saying that's not why you did it, but all of a sudden now you have lunch and you're eating. So your basic need of eating is getting satisfied. And then they're like, hey, you know, if you're over here working this project, you can sleep here at this room or whatever. And it's like, all right, well, then now that basic need of shelter is being met. Now, I'm not saying I'm trying to go couch jumping here, but I'm saying there is a way to have your needs met and at the same time do something that you enjoy.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm seeking. Like I've done the 9 to 5. I've done this weird overnight shift that I've been doing that I swear has screwed up with my sleeping cycle like crazy. But what I'm saying is, like, I'm so relieved now that I've put a close on that. Like, I left in proper terms. I gave them 2 weeks notice. I actually gave them a bigger notice, and it was like, hey, this is coming sooner or later, and we finally established a date, and boom, today's the day. And there's this huge relief that comes with that. It's like, all right, I can close that chapter and now start designing the next one. You know, start it over and start going, all right, how do I want this next chapter to go?
Yeah. Well, they say, like, someone who visualizes something, other people won't see that, like, what you envision. Like, there's going to be people that won't see what you see, so they're going to doubt, they're going to say that's impossible, they're going to laugh, but...
Yeah. Well, I got laughed at.
It's because they don't see what you see, so...
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's nobody's fault, you know, that's just how it is. But, I just think of thinking of the old, so we got all these old episodes that I hope we start to release, but they're kind of like, almost time travel-y, because they're like last year, and we're in a different place last year. So it's kind of like, it's very different.
Are you saying to see like a season 1 episode come out?
No, I mean, I don't know. I'm saying like, blast from the past, season 1, I don't know, but
yeah.
The reason why I brought that up is because one of the ones we're talking about, like our favorite films, or... Yeah.
Have we released it? Because that was a good one.
No, I don't think so. No, we haven't.
Man, I'm sitting on a nest egg of episodes from last season. And I'm trying to wrap my mind around producing those and still releasing season 2, because that's what's due, you know? So, like, this is what we're doing for this week. This is season 2. Mm-hmm. But I'm also going to be releasing... I almost started, like, adding it as another episode onto season 2. But I felt like I wanted to see a product in the end that says, hey, this is how far we got in the previous season. Like, it wasn't just the 14 or... I think it was either 13 or 14, maybe 15 episodes.
Yeah.
And there's more. There's more. I couldn't believe how much more. Like, I started tracking the dates on the recordings. And we're only released up to September, and then we jumped to New Year's, or I think it was Thanksgiving.
I think it was Christmas.
It was Christmas, and then New Year's, and then boom, season 2. But we did it like the week of Christmas and then New Year's. And that was the end of season 1. So...
Well, anyway...
This has been a mind thing to figure out.
Yeah, there was a scene in the movie Singles where this guy has a band and he's the drummer, and they're reading there's a concert review of their band, and they're like, you know, they start to read it, and it's like really not that great. It's kind of they're just kind of trashing on the drummer, and the drummer's just like taking it, like not like showing emotion, just like bobbing his head, like yeah. And then he was like, you know, all this negative energy only makes me stronger. I don't know. Sometimes I just need to say that, you know.
Yeah.
Because, some people aren't always going to agree or like or whatever, so it's kind of, I still got to continue onward.
Yeah. I think that recognition of that feeling is part of becoming an adult. It's like reshaping your mind to how to perceive your outside world and how it affects, like how you let it affect you.
Yeah. Man, no, that's tough because, so easily we can let our emotions get the best of us, and then, maybe we're the ones overreacting and causing the commotion.
Bring that drama.
I don't know, it's not a bad, I mean, it might be seen as a bad thing, but I think it's also where you're either coming to terms with, oh man, I'm figuring this out right now, and I've kind of already exploded, or I'm already kind of under the pressure. But maybe that's adulthood, the pressure.
Huh.
No?
I think it might be a human condition to just feel pressure. Maybe all animals feel that way. Like, we interpret it different because we think about it. Like, maybe for animals it's just survival. And for us it's like, oh, what is my relationship going to do? Like, what about my job? What about my car? My house?
My horoscope.
Yeah. Like, we're the moons right now.
The stars aren't aligning in my...
in your Uranus.
Oh, a house of Virgo or something.
Yeah, okay, that's
The sun is reflecting off of Venus. It's causing
a cloud over a swamp. This captured swamp gas in a
my zodiac is dealing with climate change. You think climate change
your chakras are all out of alignment.
Does climate change fuck with horoscopes? Or
I bet it fucks with our chemistry, our bodies. Temperature is one of the key factors in any kind of chemical reaction. Is temperature. It's like if you got a hot coffee and you keep adding sugar, it'll take it. But if you have a cold coffee and you keep adding sugar, it won't absorb it. So it's like it's very important.
One little side note too. I think this is the earliest podcast we've ever had because I'm drinking coffee right now. But
nice.
We've never talked this early.
Really?
I mean,
wow. Hey, that sounds like the kind of job I'm looking forward to right here.
Can you imagine being a morning DJ host, like?
You mean like on the news?
No, like doing a broadcast in the morning.
Oh, jeez.
For the morning audience, coffee, all that.
I think I would stay up overnight, do the broadcast, and then go home and go to sleep in the morning, and then wake up and live my life in the evening. Which is kind of what I'm already doing.
Yeah, good.
I've been doing it for 2 years, I guess. I've been saying 3, but I think it's 2 years.
Yeah.
Yeah. Of just, being wide awake. Like, it's funny. I'm going to throw this out there and put my parents on blast. I've heard them, like, talking about me, like, because I was asleep, all the way till noon. And all I could think was like, man, like they're up. Like my dad, he's always getting up at like 4 a.m. Like just like clockwork. He just gets up and he's up and about. And then my mom kind of comes in and they start doing their coffee and they're doing their breakfast. And then by the time I wake up, it's like they're like, "Where were you all day? Like the day is almost over, and here you are." And I'm like, I'm still kind of tired. You know, like this is my sleepy schedule now.
Yeah.
but it doesn't, you know, it doesn't comply. So like when I'm down there, I'm gonna have to be transformed again to a morning person, I think.
Yeah.
Or I gotta build a shed outside and just sleep in the shed. Something, I don't know. Something.
Either one, man. Do what you gotta do.
Yeah.
That's a strange hours.
Yeah. This is
because it's like a vampire or like a gremlin, you know.
Yeah, you can't feed me after midnight. Actually, I'm like clockwork. I've been eating at midnight for work. Like I'll be working, and then in the middle of the night, I'll just eat at midnight.
Dang.
Which everybody will see when we put these cameras up.
I know we have our bodies like know it's what time it is without seeing the clock.
Yeah. Your circadian rhythm.
Like, yeah, time to eat.
Yeah, I was watching some sort of video that was about, you know, your first meal of the day. And it kind of it reacts with your intestines or whatever. Like it kind of sets up how your entire day will go off based on what your first meal is. Like how it'll interact with the foods you eat from then on, and like the kind of energy you have for the rest of your day, all based off of your first meal.
Oh, so the first meal is really the most important meal of the day.
Sounds like it. Sounds like that's what they're going after. You know, greasy like meat and sausage and some eggs and some cheese, some green peppers. Well, you don't like cheese, but like green peppers and mushrooms and like, I don't know. You're setting up your body with everything you eat. Or you can have like a horrible, I don't know, some kind of processed something.
Yeah. I don't know. Sometimes it feels like I don't eat breakfast. I eat lunch.
Yeah.
I go straight into lunch. I drink coffee. Coffee powder.
Coffee.
Is coffee equivalent to breakfast? No.
I bet it has some kind of effect on your day. Not, and I don't just mean like your caffeine, like wire feeling, but like, I don't know. It's an acid. It has like an effect of an acid. And our bodies are like these perfect chemical machines that balance pH on a regular basis, like from second to second. One thing I've noticed is like being in my house with just me. Like the only time I'd really cook is when my boy comes over. Like, well, I'll cook with him. And so there's like home cooking, but like for the most part, I've been eating fast food up here, and I don't cook for myself. And, yeah, like bad for my body. And but like I've been going down there on weekends since I've been moving, and being with my parents, and like it's like, hey, I'm gonna make breakfast, and I'll start whipping up some eggs and throwing some meats down and grilling it and whipping it all together, and the house smells of like onions and garlic and salt and pepper. And like, you know, my parents are sitting there. I got like family around me. Got my son, like, you know, screaming in and out of the rooms. And there's something beautiful going on around food and like cooking that I've been missing.
Yeah.
Like all of a sudden I'm in a house with family members and I'm cooking for them. So I'm having like this good meal with people and it's social. And yeah, it's early and my eyes have bags under them, you know, but it's like, yeah, like it's good. It's good. It feels real good. It's kind of part of what I've been missing.
Yeah. No, that's kind of the exchange of fast food, you know. Sometimes,
yeah.
You know, but if you're not, like that too. Like you get to be around your parents and
yeah,
stuff like that, where you're, I don't know, it's like cooking with your memories, sort of, because it's like it's been an activity since birth, you know, where someone's cooking up something and someone's feeding somebody, you know. It's like it's pretty powerful.
Yeah.
I'm kind of surprised that you, because I always known you as a baker, or
yeah,
at least
yeah. Well, that's part of my personality is cooking.
I know you can cook.
Yeah, but I haven't been, man. I just been going to work, trying to sleep as much as I can, and then like provide as much time with my son as I can. And I'm just like burned out, and my rhythm's all off. And
no, I get you, because I don't cook either. I mean, I cook average maybe once time out of the week. You know, most of the time I am blessed and have someone in my family that cooks.
Yeah.
But like, if I have to cook, I will. But
I like.
Yeah, that's an activity you kind of can like.
I like to cook.
Yeah, not do though. Like I'd rather get more sleep. Well, for me, I think it's like just. Like I said, I'm blessed to where sometimes I don't even think about it, and then. Because cooking, you gotta plan.
Yeah. You gotta have it, the ingredients.
Oh, that too? I mean, I haven't been in that spot for a while, but I wash the dishes. I think I'm trying to get more better at washing dishes.
Yeah, you kind of have to.
Consistently.
I'll tell you, while I was moving out, I couldn't believe how dirty my house was. Like, I knew it was dirty, but like when I started like peeling away the layers, trying to like find stuff that actually has meaning to me that I want to take with me, versus stuff that I could just stuff in a trash bag and throw out. Like, dear God. Like, wow. My house was way dirtier than I thought it was. And it was just because it was just full of crap. Like, stuff I don't even need or want, or like, you know, lived for years there, that apartment, and didn't touch once. Like, I didn't need it. It blew my mind. It's an eye-opener.
Yeah. Excuse me. Yeah, no, that's like your mind frame of when you first move into a place and it's empty.
Yeah.
To your mind frame leaving that place, stay there a few years and accumulated some. I don't want to say junk, because some of it. Well, they say one man's treasure is One man's trash, another man's treasure.
Yeah.
So you're calling it trash, but it was probably treasure at one point.
Yeah,
Maybe.
I wouldn't have it if I didn't think, for a moment, this has value and I want it. But like, it's like that other saying goes, even this won't fill that hole in your soul. It's like, it's not going to do it. You can buy these things all you want, but it's not going to fill that hole. So yeah, and like, that, like, it blew my mind. It was an eye-opener. It's like I wasn't aware of it. I just been living there and paying rent and going to work and coming back and hoping I get to sleep, and then, jumping back up and having to, like, these other responsibilities, and it's like, it got this crazy routine going on where I was like on autopilot. And I started, like, not being aware, like, all right, I'm better off to cook, but I'm not cooking anymore. Like, I'm just going the fast route and having, ordering food or picking up food, throwing money at the problem. And it didn't solve anything.
Yeah.
It took care of the basic need, but it wasn't.
Yeah. It solved some things. Man, don't get me wrong, because I love fast food too. It's like, it's kind of,
it's a paradox, yeah.
Yeah, it's like, I can talk shit about it all day, but I'm probably still gonna eat some later.
Oh yeah. I had sandwiches this morning. Like, it's a
burrito, breakfast burrito.
No, it was a sandwich. That's the better way to go, man. I love me a burrito.
That's a good. It's a good topic right there.
We're gonna have to have a burrito episode then.
A breakfast burrito episode.
There you go.
Yeah, I like bacon and eggs.
Yeah, keep it simple. I like that. It's a good flavor.
Yeah,
man.
But back to your...
Yeah, we're going off the rails here. What? Back to what?
I was going to say back to your situation, but it's like... I think you got to figure it out.
Yeah, it held a mirror up to my face, and I saw what I had become. I still am. Like, I'm acting like all of a sudden overnight, I walk off the job and I'm this different person. No, it's not that quick. But it's been a long process. This whole month, like, I'm getting burned out. Just burned out. And I kept saying I was burning the candle at both ends. It's like I get off of work and then get to work, and then I try to sleep, and then I gotta get up and go to work. And then when I get off of work, I gotta get to work and try to clean this apartment. And it's like I was watching the bags under my eyes get bigger and bigger and like blacker and blacker, and I was like, oh. But it was like a cleansing at the same time.
Yeah.
Like.
It's like what's most important when the clock's running,
Yeah.
Well,
the clock doesn't stop running, and that was a big part of this. It's like.
Oh yeah. Well, I guess in the sense of the lease, the day, and like we do have those markings where it's like, all right, you're done. Like a due date. Assignments due. Hearing you talk, you got reminded of the college days of just like, you gotta go turn in those papers, you gotta submit this, you gotta do that. I mean, like crunch time. I know we said crunch time last time, but But you're getting it done, or
yeah.
is the apartment? Is your apartment like gone, empty, gone?
The apartment has been spotless since maybe the 10th.
Wow.
Like once I found out I had to pay another month's rent because I didn't give them enough notice. It was like, all right, I'm just gonna take my time then, because all of a sudden I have a whole other month. I was gonna like do this crazy hardcore overnight clean the last night, and all of a sudden I was like, well, you're actually gonna be here another month. I was like, oh, okay. So then I went even deeper on the clean, and now it's pretty spotless in there.
Whoa.
So yeah, like I own an empty apartment right now. This is a part of the stress. Until I get rid of that, like either get somebody else to rent it, or I have to wait till the end of this month. Like until that's closed, it's just another thing on my mind.
Yeah.
But today was I don't know what you call it, a waypoint. Today was a win. This is one of the goals, and now I'm there. I've crossed over it.
Yeah.
Or something. You know, I don't know.
No, I know what you're saying. Well, you put like I said, we put our stamp on where we work at.
Yeah.
It's almost like that last signature you gotta sign before you're able to actually
walk away.
Leave without no strings attached, no obligations. Like it was a good deal, you know. But yeah, that's I think that's where when we're talking about a job where this is. Well, I was always impressed with your capabilities, with knowing how to build things and learn how to just work, new equipment, probably just by messing with it and figuring it out. So to a job of that caliber where I'm like, damn, that's heavy. I mean, that's awesome, but then it's kind of like, I know not so much your work, but that's one of the things that you can do. You do a lot of other things. So, I think when we talk about medicine and even science, something like the type of science is not always, I guess, a job where you can get stuff like that. Where you're, I don't know what I'm saying. I'm just saying that I see you build a lot of cool things. So I would like to see you still build cool things, but I'm glad you're glad that did you say close that chapter, sort of, waiting for the new one. I think that part's exciting as well, because back to the cheese,
Yeah. Well, man, that's how I see you with an instrument. Like, put an instrument in your hand and you just turn it into music. You just do something with it. Like it becomes. It's what you do. You put something in your hands and you change it. You create something with it.
Ditto, bro. Ditto.
Did we just sit down at the pottery and start holding it together at the same time?
Ditto. I don't know, man.
Ditto. Oh yeah, hey, that's where you're at. That's where your mind's at.
Well, I forgot about that line in that movie. But.
Ditto.
Does Patrick Swayze say that, or does
Yeah, well, the whole thing is he would say that, and she'd always give him crap about like, hey, what the hell does that mean? That's not even the same thing that I'm telling you. And then when he's gone, he says it so that she knows who she's talking to through Whoopi Goldberg, who was a hilarious freaking medium.
Oh yeah, that was kind of strange. With Whoopi in there.
Yeah, they were rubbing the pottery together.
Yeah.
And that song, what was the song?
Is it Elvis? Or is it,
Wait, is it? What?
I don't know. It's not, I don't think it's Elvis,
but Whoopi and, oh my God.
Demi
Moore. Just working the clay. Yeah.
That pottery,
and Patrick Swayze's like sandwiched in there somewhere. Yeah.
He's dirty dancing up with that.
Yeah, right.
But
nobody puts Whoopi in a corner.
Imagine what they told him, like, should be a love scene. Whoopi Goldberg, Demi Moore, and you. I was like, oh, never mind, you're not actually in it.
You're just standing on the side watching. Jeez.
Ghost. I'm looking at that.
Yeah, look it up, because everybody's gonna have to listen to that now. What's funny is I can't listen to that song now without like seeing myself holding some clay and like working it on a wheel. And I've actually done that. I actually learned to make bowls with clay when I was at the curly school in Ajo. We would throw clay is what we call it, and
yeah.
Yeah, you get the water and the sponge on your hands, and you're working the mud. And
yeah.
I could just if anybody played that song, I would have either probably started crying or just cracking up really hard. Like, what's the song?
Well, it's sad because of Swayze, but well, it's called Unchained Melody, and it's I don't know why I thought it was Elvis.
Yeah, that was Elvis style, Elvis-esque.
Unchained Melody.
Unchained Melody. So what
Righteous
about
Brothers?
Huh?
Righteous Brothers?
What?
Righteous Brothers.
Really? Apparently I don't know who the Righteous Brothers are then.
They're the ones that sing the song Ghost.
Now you know, the more you know.
Oh, yeah. Well, like I said, I don't know if that film is, here's a question, like, how do you feel about film when the actor is no longer living? Like does that ever change your, or is it ever?
You mean like in real life, Patrick Swayze has passed away?
Yeah, I think that's why it's
watching
sad.
Dirty Dancing and Roadhouse.
I mean, the fact that he's gone, does it affect the films?
I think it's turned from I love this film, I love this guy to I love this film, and what a tragedy. There's a reverence with it. It's like that's who he was. It's almost like a record keeping, because at some point the kids, it might be now, don't know who Patrick Swayze is. At some point, nobody's gonna know what the hell you're talking about when you say nobody puts Sky in the corner.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't. It's hard to say, bro.
Yeah.
It's hard.
We've gone way off the rails.
You're kind of saying some stuff about Patrick Swayze, man. I'm not.
You're not all cool with that. Hey, don't talk about Patrick like that.
No one puts Patrick Swayze in them.
No.
No. I was just saying. I don't know what I was saying. There was a new movie that came out with this new rapper that he's already dead, Pop Smoke, and the movie he was in is just barely being released. Like, it's just sort of like, I don't know, just
wow,
not strange, but it's a little weird. It's a little out there, but
yeah, well, it's like when you watch Queen of the Damned.
Oh yeah,
and it's Aaliyah, and she's all beautiful, and just her career is like popping.
Mm-hmm.
But you're watching it, and at the same time, you're like, well, she's no longer here.
Yeah.
Again, I say it's like a photo in time, like it's captured, and our movies are quickly becoming our history too. Like, I mean, I think we've already proved. I don't think we've released the Friday episode, right?
No, we haven't.
Dear God! All right, I gotta look for that. But like the whole time, we're like, our language is getting shaped by these movies.
Oh yeah.
And God, I was around the kids the other day, and they were saying their slang, and it just made no sense to me. And I was like, "What are these children saying?" Like,
yeah.
Sound like Ebenezer Scrooge. Just I was out of date. Just overnight, just woke up, and there you go.
That's usually how it goes, man. So the power of film is so powerful that it has its own history.
Yeah.
Or the history of the film is just equivalent to whatever the history. I think it's just kind of like the power of the director, or the guy shooting the film. Like, what are his intentions, or what are his ideas, and is he able to capture that, with who he's working with? And I think that's where you need to dive into some film.
Yeah, we've always done well talking about film.
But making a film.
Oh, what?
You ever thought about that?
Sexually? Porno? Yeah. That. all right, so this is gonna sound counterintuitive, or it's gonna completely disprove all the progress I made about describing my move. You know, this big move I'm taking. But like I tend to throw my hat in a lot of circles. It's like, all right, if I find something I'm interested in, I explore it.
Mm-hmm.
So,
like this podcast.
Yeah. Yeah, seriously, like this recorder I have, it was expensive, and when I got the money, I just threw the money down. I was like, alright, I knew what I wanted. I was researching recording devices and what they were capable of doing, and then I researched this one, and then I just threw down a whole bunch of money when the money came.
Mm.
You know, dove right in. No guarantee it would have become anything at all. And here we are.
Well, definitely got. I mean, we have a lot of episodes
We
already
do.
out already, but
I was going through the archive, I guess you could say, and I had one group that I thought was like the last of them. Like I would download them in sections and then just start going through the list and making them. And the first group I sectioned off, I started a whole new group, and I was like, okay, that's what I thought I was accessing. I was like, all right, this group right here, that's the last of the last season. And then I found a third group, and it was all lined up by date, and I was like, oh my God, there's a lot of unreleased episodes from season 1. So it's gonna get crazy until we catch up. We need to get ahead of this thing.
something.
Okay, I think we've lost track and
side
of the subject. I think we've blown off like a cliff and just fell off and anyway, I think we're at a good stopping point, brother. Like there's more to come. I got to get back on these and release more episodes, and